Hello everyone. Good evening. Good afternoon. It's not evening yet. Do you have any question? Any question? No. Okay, so we are going to review the last thing we had from previous section. We have ax squared plus bx plus c, and we were factoring this form of trinomial. Okay? So now we have these two questions here. So this is a, b, c. As you see, we cannot factor out any constant. Okay? So this is the form we are dealing with. We have to first find a multiply c, which is 6 multiply negative 5, which is negative 30, and we should list all the numbers multiplied to each other gives us negative 30, like negative 2 and 15, 2 and negative 15, like 6 and 5. Okay, what else?
3 and negative 3 and 10.
Negative 3 and negative 3 and 10. And I think this one works now. This one works, okay? So negative 3 and 10. And then we combine them, add them. This is a 7 and matches B, right? So that's why we are going to choose this one. So when we choose this one, we should break down this to negative 3x and 10x, right? So we have 6x squared minus 3x plus 10x minus 5. And then we should group them, like maybe these two and these two. Yes, because these two both have 5 and 3x. So we bring out the common factor. What is the common factor between these two?
3x.
3x. If we divide this by 3x, what remains?
2x.
2x. Divide this by 3x, negative 1. Correct? Plus. So what is common between these two? 5. 10x divided by 5 is?
2.
2 what?
2x.
2x. This one divided by 5, 1. And then now between these two, 2x minus 1 is common. 3x plus 5. Okay? So if I ask you to solve this polynomial or trinomial, you will say, okay, let's say question was like this.
You would add the 5.
We will say solve for x, okay? And then we break this down to 2x minus 1, 3x plus 5 equals 0, correct? And then we say this one is a, this one is b, using 0 product. A multiply b equals 0. Either a is equals 0 or b is equals 0, correct? So either the first parenthesis equals 0 or the second parenthesis is equal to 0. Right? So this one gives us 3x equal 1. This one 3x equal 1. This one is 3x equal negative 5, correct? And then x is equal to 1 over 3. X is equal to negative 5 over 3. This is 2 answers for this trinomial, correct?
So wait, well one of those isn't 0. Oh, you're just solving for x.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So the next one says 6x power 3 minus 26x power 2 plus 24. So between these, there is a number in common. Two is common, okay? So I'm waiting for some of the students to write down that question. So if you are writing down, finish that and then we'll start an answer. Okay, 2 is common, right? So let's factor this out. 2, I think it was 24x. Yes, I'm right. So this was 24x. So what is common if you have 24x?
4x. No, 2x.
2x, okay? 2x is common. So 6x power 3 divided by 2x is 3x, okay? Huh?
3x
Am I?
squared
So this one divided by this one,
is 13x.
let's divide by this one. Plus 12 without x. Okay?
So the greatest common factor is 2.
2x.
2x because it can be
So all of these terms are sharing x, right? All of these are sharing 2. So this is a common factor, right? Okay. So now we brought this out. We have this form which is ax squared bx c, right? So now we should multiply a and c. 3 multiply 12 is 36, right? And then I should see which numbers give me 36. 6 multiply 6. Okay? But 6 multiply 6 doesn't give us 13, right? 6 and 6 together will be 12. So let's don't write it down. What else? 9 multiply 4 is 36, right? Is that correct? So 9 and 4, it's possible. Gives us 13, right? So we have 9, 4, negative 9, positive 4. Oh,
negative 9.
sorry, this one is positive, right? Either both of them are negative, both of them are positive, correct? So this one gives us negative 13, right? So now, is this clear? All of you? Yes.
So, would you only add a and c if you're factoring the trinomial?
Adding a and c or multiplying?
Multiplying. So.
When we are factoring trinomial in this form, ax plus bx plus c.
So only when we're factoring the trinomial.
With this form. If our trinomial is this form, like we have a coefficient for x squared. So if we didn't have coefficient for x squared, we could use m multiply n method. X plus m, x plus n. But when we have this form, we should use a multiplies. Okay, so now I'm going to break down bx. So don't forget, this one is outside. So these two are, they have common factor. These two also have common factor. Three x squared minus 9x. What is the common factor? 3x. So from here, if we bring out 3x, what remains? Just 1x. This one divided by this one gives us negative what? 3. Right? So now, what is common between these two? 4? Okay. So now let's bring out, okay, let's say positive 4, and then I want to show you what you will see, and then I will change it to the correct one. So let's bring out positive 4. What remains? Negative x remains, correct? So that is the difficulty. And then this one divided by this one, positive 3. And then as you compare these two, you understand this is kind of like negative of this parenthesis, right? Negative of this parenthesis means negative x plus 3, right? So what if from first step we brought out negative 4? So if we bring out negative 4, divide this by negative 4, just positive x remains, right? So you wouldn't have negative sign front of x, correct? And then here 12 divided by negative 4, here you should be careful. 12 divided by negative 4, what remains? Negative 3 remains. So now everything is fine, correct? So between these two, let's keep this. X minus 3 is common. 3x minus 4 common. Okay? So now, because all of them are multiplying, I can remove this parenthesis here and here, right? So now I have 2x multiply this parenthesis, multiply this parenthesis. Okay? Do you have a question? No? So if I tell you solve this for x, what you will do? So far we had a multiply b equals 0. We said either a is equal 0 or b is equal 0, correct? So imagine you have a multiply b multiply c equals 0. Either a is equal 0 or b is equal 0 or c is equal 0, correct? So this one is a, b, c. Either of them is equal 0, correct? Either this one was 0, so that caused everything become 0, or this one was 0, so caused everything became 0, right? Or the last one was 0. So everything multiplied to that 0 make this 0, right? So we will say, okay, 2x equals 0. We should solve this. X minus 3 equals 0. We should solve this. What else? 3x minus 4 equals 0. We should solve this. Okay? So, two x is equal 0. X is equal to 0, right? Is that correct? Sure? So, if you're not sure, you are going to isolate x, right? So what you will do, you will divide both sides by 2. divide both sides by 2. So you will have x equal to 0 divided by 2, correct? 0 divided by any numbers always 0. So now for sure you can say this is equal 0. Right? Or even, you know what, zero product works here too. So 2 multiply x, let's say this one is a, this one is b, correct? A multiply b is equal 0. Either a is equal 0 or b is equal 0. So you could say x should be 0. That's why this whole thing became 0. Okay? So now we have different type of factoring. It says factoring the differences, a difference of 2 squares. So previously we saw this one, a minus b power 2 a square minus 2ab plus b square, correct? And we saw this one also, and we saw this one. So I'm going to use this one and just we are going backward, like previously we went from the left side to the right side. Now we will go from the right side to the left side. So before this we had, for example, if we had x minus 4 multiply x plus 4, because these two are exact same, we could say, because they are exact same, but the sign between them are positive and negative, we would say, okay, a power 2 minus b power 2, right? Which is x squared minus 16. So from here, we reached this one. We had this before, the first section. The first, first lecture we started chapter, is that chapter 8, 7? 5, sorry, 5. The first time we start chapter 5, we had this. From this side, we went that side. So now, if I give you x squared minus 16, so you should be able to go from this side to the other side, right? So you will say this one was x multiply x, this one was 4 multiply 4, correct? So one time, the difference of these two, the other time, you add them. Correct? So now, if we have x squared minus 25. So this works whenever you have a negative sign between these two perfect squares. If you had positive sign between these two, you couldn't do that. So if you have x squared minus 25, so this was x multiply x, this one is 5 multiply 5. One time you subtract them, the other time you add them. Correct? So we say factoring the difference of 2 squares means sign between these two should be a negative sign. So let's say we have 25 x squared minus 100. So this one was 5x power 2, right? And this one is 10 power 2, okay? So one time we subtract them, 5x minus 10, the other time 5x plus 10. What about x squared minus 1? So x squared was the perfect square of x. So what is this then? 1. 1 power 2 is 1, right? So one time subtract them, the other time add them. Okay? Now factoring perfect square trinomial. This one. So look at this. We already had from this side went to that side. Yeah. From here we went there, from left side to the right side. So now we are going to go back from the right side to the left side. So we'll write it down. We have a minus b power 2, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So we are going to use this, go from the right side to the left side. You have what?
That for those
Yes. Do you have it? You should have that one. So we have this one. It says we have 25 x squared minus 20 x plus 4. So as soon as you see the first term and the last terms are square, you should remember this formula. So this is the square of 5x, correct? 5x power 2 is this one. And this one was 2 power 2, correct? Let's say this one is A, this one is B. If the middle number is 2 times AB, so for sure we can use that formula. Which one? The top one, because we have a negative sign for the middle term, right? So we should try to see if this one is 2 times 5x multiplies to 2. 2 times 5x multiplies to 2. 2 times A multiplies to B. Correct? So we will check this. 2 multiplied 2 is 4. 4 multiplied 5x is 20x. So everything is exact same as this one, right? And we have a negative sign. So this was A minus B power 2, right? So A is this number, B is this number, 5x minus 2. Correct? Is this correct? Do you have any question?
So that would be your answer.
Yes. So the next question is 16x power 2 minus 24. 24x plus 9. So first you will check the first term and the last term to see if they are perfectly square. Okay? So what is that?
4x.
What is this one?
3.
So the next step is to check the middle term to see if it is 2 times. 4x multiplies to 3. 2 times. 4x multiplies to 3 is 6 multiplied 4, which is 5. Right? And the sign between the middle term has a negative sign, so still we should use the top formula, right? This one. Okay? We have the right side, and then we should go to the left side. Is that okay? So we will write down 4x minus 3 power 2. So the other question says we have 200 x squared plus 360 x plus 162. To solve any polynomial, first of all, check to see if there is any common factor between all the terms. This common factor can be just a constant, it can be just a variable, or combination of constant and variable. So you always should check. So as I see between all of them, because these are all even numbers, right? 2 is common. So now we should divide this by 2 and then this one by 2 to see. So the first one is easy, 100 x squared remains, right? This one is 180, right? And then 162 divided by 2 is 81. X squared is x squared is perfect x squared. 10x. This is also a perfect x squared. 9, right? So we should just check to see this one is 2 times 10x multiply 9. Which is
180.
180x. So we have this form because we have a positive sign for the middle term, right? So we should choose this.
So that would be 10x plus 9 squared.
Yes. Okay? This is interesting. So here we have more than one variable. We have 9x power 4 plus 30x squared y squared plus 25 y power 4. This is perfect x squared. Of what?
3.
3x
3x squared.
Okay?
Yeah.
3x x squared power 2 will be 9x power 4. 3x squared power 2 is 9x power 4. Okay? This one, so obviously we have 5.
5y squared.
Okay? And then the middle term should be 2 times. 3x squared multiplies to 5y squared. So 2 multiplied 3 multiplied 5 is 30. Right?
30x squared.
What about y squared?
Y squared.
X squared multiplied y squared, okay? So everything is correct. And we can use the second formula and say, okay, now 3x power 2 plus 5y power 2 power 2. Correct? This is the other formula that we have in this chart. So I wrote it down here. Where? Here. We are going to use this. So this one is a power 3 minus b power 3. A power 3 plus b power 3. So we have one parenthesis. Sign of this one is in the first parenthesis. Sign of this one in the second parenthesis. And then now we have trinomial. Depend on the negative sign we have here, positive sign we have here, the middle sign here will change. If we have negative sign here, the middle sign is positive. If we have a positive sign here, the middle sign becomes negative. We have 125x power 3 plus y power 3. There was a number, power 3 gave us 125x cubed, correct? So 5 multiply 5 gives us 125, right? So 5 was that number. But what about x? 5x, because 5x power 3 is 125x power 3. And then this one was y. So this is the cube of 5x, this is the cube of y. So we have one term power 3, another term power 3. So we can write down the first term, which is 5x, plus the second term, which is y, right? Multiplies 2. The first term, power 2, minus, because I'm using this one, okay? The first term multiplies to y plus the second term power 2. Okay?
So why is it minus 5x?
Because I'm using this. So I will rewrite this 5x plus y multiplies to 25x power 2 plus 5xy plus y squared. Do you have any questions so far? No? The next question is 64x power 3 plus 27. Let's make it negative. Okay? Was, what was that? 4, correct? 4 multiplied 4 is 64, correct?
It's not 8. Oh, that's squared.
Cube.
That's cube. Oh, yes.
27 was 3. 3 multiplied 3 is 27. Correct? So we have a cube minus another cube. I'm going to use this because the sign between them is negative. So we have the first term minus the second term multiplies 2. The first term power 2 plus first term multiplies to 3 plus the second term power 2. Okay? You have 4x minus 3 multiplies to 16x power 2 plus 12x plus 9. Do you have any question? So now this one, it says x power 6, y power 6, I want to use my so there was a number multiplies to itself 3 times and gave us x power 6. So look at this, x power 2 multiplying x power 2 multiplying x power 2 gives us x power 6, correct? So x power 6 is the cube of x power 2, correct? Am I right? Same happens to y. Correct? I'm using my way of solving this. So now we have cube minus cube. This one, right? Can I use this? the first term will be x squared, the second term is y squared, right? And then the rest we just replace. So let's just write down the form. A minus b multiply a squared plus ab plus b squared, and then we should mention that this one is a, this one is b. Oops. Correct? Now it's correct. Right? So instead of a, I'm going to write down x power 2 minus y power 2, x power 2 power 2 plus x power 2 multiply y power 2 plus y power 2 power 2.
Why would you put to the power of 2 like twice?
Because a was x squared, right? X squared power 2, y squared power 2. So we have x squared minus y squared multiplies to x power 4 plus x power 2, y power 2 plus y power 4. Correct? A minus b multiplied to a plus b is equal to a squared minus b squared, right? So x squared minus y squared was x minus y multiplies to x plus y, right? So instead of this one, I can write down x minus y multiplies to x plus y. Okay? Do you have any questions so far?
I have a question. Do we have to, is it necessary to do the last part of x minus y, x plus y? Can we just keep as x squared minus y squared?
No, that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to. Okay, So keep it up to this part, and this is enough. Even this one was correct. You didn't have to continue. Okay, so this is the table that has some of this formula, which is helpful. And this is the way you will, if you want to factor polynomials, it shows everything step by step. But the first step to factor the polynomial is to find a common factor between all the terms, correct? So the first thing is to bring out any constant or variable you have. Okay, so let's answer this. Okay, so please write down all of them and try to solve it. All of them. A, B, C, D, all of them. So what was the first step? First step. Factoring out all the common factor you have. First factor out all the common factor you have. No, it's not good. Do you have a question? Is there any common factor between them? What is 27? 27 is 9 multiplied 3, right? This is also 9 multiplied 4, and this is 3 multiplied 4. So 9 has 3, this one has 3, and all of them have 3. So first, bring out the common factor. That makes everything much easier for you. Okay?
I understand the complicated ones, but really simple ones.
solve it. Okay, so the first thing is to bring out the common factor, right? So the first one, 2x squared minus 18, 2 is common, right? So I will bring out 2, and then I have x squared minus 9. And then x squared was a perfect square. This one is also a perfect square, right? So 2 multiplies 2. The first term minus the second term multiplies to first term plus the second term. Okay? Because this one is a squared minus b squared. A squared minus b squared. So it's a minus b multiply a plus b. Okay? So here, 27 is 3 multiplied 3 multiplied 3. 8 is 2 multiplied 2 multiplied 2. Right? Right. What is the common factor between these two actually? Because constants are not common.
3.
No, I just said this is 3 multiplied 3 multiplied 3. This one is 2 multiplied 2 multiplied 2. So what is common between these two? Because constant is not common. So what is common between these two now? Between these two terms, what is common?
X.
X, correct? So it was not difficult. X is common between these two, correct? So you will have 27 x power 3 minus 8. Correct? So already we talked about this. This is 3 multiplied 3 multiplied 3 means 3 cubed, right? This one is 2 cubed. So this was 3x, cube of 3x, and this was 2. So now we have cube minus cube. Which one is that? A cube minus b cube, correct? Which is a minus b multiply a squared plus ab plus b squared, right? So keep this x, then you have first term minus the second term, correct? Multiplies to the first term power 2. So if you have a minus sign here, this will be a positive. Then a multiply b plus this power 2. So I'm using a minus b multiply a squared plus ab plus b squared, correct? So we have x multiplies to 3x minus 2 multiplies to 9x squared 6x 4. Correct? Okay. Let's see. This one. 27 has 3, right? 36 also is 3 multiply what? 12? Am I right? And this one is 3 multiply 4. So bring out this. We have 9x squared plus, what I said, 12xy plus 4y squared. Well, we have perfect square here and perfect square here. So this was a perfect square of 3x, correct? This was perfect square of 2y, right? So now we should test to see if the middle part is matching that formula we have. 2 times 3x to 2y, correct? So 2 multiply 3 multiply 2 is 12
xy.
xy. So it matches. Matches which one?
12 xy. Oh,
We have a positive sign. This one, okay?
so
A squared plus 2ab plus b squared gives us a minus b power 2. Correct? So 3 multiply a squared plus b squared. Oh, sorry. A plus b power 2. Power 2. A plus b power 2. Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah. A plus b power 2. Do you have any question here? No. So this one says we have 2x squared 100x 98. 2 is common, right? 2 is common between all of this. So we bring out 2. We have x squared minus 50x plus 49. So I see that 49 is a square of 7, right? This one was a square of x. So,
it doesn't match up with
doesn't match?
No, because it's.
It does not? Okay, so let's try it. 2 multiply 7 multiply x is
14x.
14x, which doesn't match. Okay? So it is not a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So what do we say now? Oh, what about m and n? Huh? So we had this. X squared minus plus bx plus c. If we have this form, we could find m multiply n. This could be m plus n, right? So we should find two numbers multiplies each other, give us 49. Which is 49 and 1, right? 49 multiply 1 gives us 49, right? Because if we add them, probably I'm going to get the mid part, 50. Am I right? So 49 multiplies to 1 gives us 49. It's positive. So probably it was negative 49 multiply negative 1, right? Because if we add them together, we get negative 50. So m is 49, negative 49, n is 1, negative 1. So 2 times x plus m, x plus n. Six x power 3 plus 11x power 2 minus 10x. So, okay, it's not a square of anything. Oh, actually, there is something common, isn't there? What is common?
6x.
What's x?
X.
X is x.
I'm sorry.
X power 2 plus 11x plus minus 10, right? And then here, nothing is the square of 6 square. So what we should do using maybe ax power 2 plus bx plus c, and say this is a, b, c, then let's find ac, which is negative 16. Break this to two numbers. $30 multiplied 2 gives us 60, right? But add them or subtract them doesn't give us 11, right? 15 multiplies to 4, that is 30, correct? 15 multiplies 4. Probably I'm going to get something from 15 and 4, right? So why I said 15 and 4? Because at first I said
Negative
30 and 2, correct? And I know 30 is 15 multiplies to 2, and then I had 2 here. So let's combine these two and say this is 4. 15 and 4 gives us 60, correct? So that's why. And then the sign between them, one of them should be negative, another should be positive when we multiply them, because this. What happened? Oh, here. So add this together, you will get 11, negative 11, this one, 11. So this is not right. Correct? So this one tells us, break down 11. Positive, you need positive one? Yeah. Oops. This. So break this down to 15x and negative 4x. So okay, rewrite it. X 6x squared plus 15x minus 4x minus 10. Correct? And then what was the next step? Let's match these two and this. Between 6x squared and 15x, I know 15 is 3 multiplied 5, this one is 3 multiplied 2, right? 3 is common, and we have x here, so bring out 3x, 2x remains here, 5 remains here, right? And then bring out negative sign from here, 2 is common, 2x remains, 5. Correct? So x multiplies to 2x plus 5, 3x minus 2. So we can easily remove this big parenthesis because all of them are multiplication. Correct? The last one, 5ax, 5ay, 5a is common, x plus y, minus 20 is common, x plus y, x plus y is common, 5a minus 20, right? Correct? Here also I can bring out something. Yes. Bring out 5. We will have a minus 4. Okay, so all of them were factorable. We could factor them. If you try and you see that with any method you cannot factor out anything, and you cannot, break down any polynomial, in that case we'd say our polynomial is prime. Means it's not factorable. You cannot factor it. Okay, so remember, prime polynomial are those polynomial you cannot use any factoring method to factor them out. So now we finished chapter 5, and then we have two lectures next week before your exam, and we'll spend those 2 lectures on chapter 6. Okay, do you have any question? So you are ready to finish your assignment and take your quiz for chapter 5.
Just 5.4.
All of them. The rest.
All through the rest.
The rest. Yeah? We'll see you on Monday. Take care.